I saw what was in my student's backpack, and it almost gave me a heart attack. I was lucky enough to have my daughter in my class when she reached that grade. Unfortunately, I also had another student who constantly bothered her, and pretty much every girl in the class. He flirted nonstop and crossed lines so often that I'd sent him to the office more times than I could count. Eventually, I made him sit in the front row. One day, though, he begged me to let him sit in the back. I don't know why, but I said yes. The class was silent during an assignment when I suddenly heard whispering. I looked up and saw him showing another student something that looked like a handgun. It took my brain a second to catch up. I couldn't see clearly enough, so I stood up and walked closer, pretending to help another student. That's when I knew. It wasn't a toy. It was real. I could feel sweat dripping down my face. My hands were shaking as I silently dialed 911, but the room was too quiet to speak. I couldn't leave. I had to protect my students, and I had to get my daughter out. I texted the assistant principal in all caps, explaining exactly what I'd seen. No response. After minutes that felt like hours, I knew I couldn't wait. I quietly called a trusted student to my desk and slipped her a note. Ask to use the bathroom. Get the assistant principal. Tell him to check his phone. Leave the school immediately. She looked at me and knew something was terribly wrong. She left without saying a word. 5 agonizing minutes later, there was a knock at the door. The assistant principal walked in, chatting casually with students like nothing was wrong. Even they seemed to sense something was off. Then he asked the boy to step into the hallway. Those few seconds, watching him walk past my daughter, were the most terrifying moments of my life. The second he stepped outside, he was tackled to the ground. Later, we learned he was planning to use the gun on another student at lunch.